so kindly the opportunity. Today, especially at this holy Dham of Gita Bhavan, Srila Bhakti and Bhakti Vedanta Research Center. Sorry for some delay here. So today's topic, what I thought is essentially talking about the different levels of bhakti. How do we know that we are progressing in our bhakti? Is that a good thing to know? Is that a good thing to know? How we are progressing, where we stand, and how can we progress further? And we can also look at the examples of others, or acharyas, how they have progressed. In the lecture today, I offer my wishes to Jivange Shilesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Gurudev, all our gurus. And specifically, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to His Grace Keshavanand Prabhu. Dr. Keshavanand Prabhu is a very senior brahmachari disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. And I have derived a lot of not just knowledge, but strength and solace from his wonderful divine lectures. And very grateful to Prabhu. And one of the lectures is what I will essentially mostly try to repeat, but I will take from some other things also that I have learned in my in whatever I have tried to gather a little bit over the years, despite some disqualifications. So, you see, first of all, we end up, we need to see bhakti also as something where, just like Bhakti Vinod Thakur actually says here, every Ekadashi, try to, maybe even every day, but at least every Ekadashi, try to see where you stand. And where you, just like you're preparing for your UPSC exam, or you trying to see what all have you studied, what you haven't, but more you have to. Now I'm good at this, now I'm good at that, like that. You do that or just randomly? Whatever is happening is by Lord's grace. Whether you plan it, yeah, don't you? And you know you have limited time, or you have unlimited time, or unlimited energy. But that's very clear. Whatever you do in your life, you want to progress. You know very well, I have limited time, I have limited energy. This is another thing, I have very limited energy. And Prabhupada talks a lot about that. So, it is very important that we need to see how we are doing in terms of our progress. And for that, if we can understand the levels of bhakti, then we may be able to also make progress towards the next levels. There are. If there was not, then acharyas didn't have to write anything. And you are there. But this is what Mahaprabhu didn't just come to teach, that how you dance, but he instructed especially his disciples, the 6 Goswamis, to write volumes of books about the science behind this, how this dance finally comes out, right? So this is the special benediction. Nobody else before actually taught to such extent directly the science of love. They were even talking about liberation, but even in the previous Vaishnava Acharyas, directly about love so much. But Mahaprabhu, that's why Namo Mahavadanyaya, to the lowest people, he gave the highest. because he gave them the science of the supreme ecstatic love. So I think Prabhupada Saraswati is who says we don't even know. I mean, he was talking at that time about to speak of people like myself now, don't know the spelling of the word religion, no idea of anything. How can we understand things like what is deep love of God? So as you will understand these things, this is a bigger topic. I'll try to squeeze it in a short way as much as I can over the next half an hour. But they basically try to understand this thing. First basic point, that when we talk about progress in bhakti, we are referring to progress of a relationship. Like when in one of the lectures, Gaurang Prabhu was saying this, that the whole problem is of a relationship. So it's actually we can very much relate to the things in this world. In this world also, we have different relationships. It could be a parental relationship, it could be a spouse relationship, could be a conjugal relationship, could be a friend relationship, whatever. But you see, the biggest pain and the biggest ecstasy is caused by relationship only, not so much by money. We experience that in our practical experience also. People who are atheists also experience this thing. Where this, and nobody has to be taught. They will, people will understand it, And we all need relationship, because if we were alone in this world, or let's say alone in this room also for the next 2 weeks, how would you feel? No talk to anybody. You want to probably jump out of the window after some time, right? So we need a relationship. You may be getting the best, everything, and you may also know that people know best about me, everything and all of that. But still, if you can't interact with somebody, you will not just become miserable, you don't want to live anymore. So remember that we need to have a relationship. That's the essential need of the soul. The soul needs a relationship. Okay. And the better and by that we can also extend that if we develop relationships, when we develop relationships with people in this world, we obviously try to adjust, because people have limitations, just like we have limitations, right? But it is clear that we are looking for more and more out of that person or out of the relationship, right? If that person is more kind, more understanding, better this, better that, and all that, you will feel better. You will feel better and better and better, right? So that means what? The search is for
unending or
unlimited, better relationship. And that can only be provided by an unlimited person. So even, whether you believe in something or not, it is very clear that we are actually looking for a perfect relationship with a perfect person. Nobody has to, you don't have to go to school like our Rakshan is not very much in favor of going to school. Doing 16 years of education is always says that's not a good use of time and energy at all. So this thing doesn't require a 2-minute this thing, that the ultimate goal of life is a perfect relationship with a perfect person. If you get that, that's it. That perfect person is God. If you have a perfect person in your life, there you go. Baki necessities to aa jayenge, everything else will come. This is it. So now progress in bhakti, with that, if by that logic we understand, at least theoretically understand that that's my main purpose in life. Okay. Then you can see progress in this relationship is progress in life. Progress in this relationship is progress in life. You can give it technical terms, bhakti, all of that, but it can be understood in a very simple way. Yeah. So we have to develop our connection with Krishna. We have to always remember Krishna is a person, and that's our only problem. Okay. Now, progress in this. So now, you can say at the level 1 or level 0, I would call it level 0. Level 0 are people who have no interest in developing a relationship with the perfect person. They may or may not know him. They may or may not know about him. Right? They may know about him. They may not know about him. But one thing is clear: they have no interest in developing a relationship with the perfect person. This is what is given in a verse in the Bhagavad Gita, which is where Krishna talks about the 4 types of people who do not approach him, means who do not want a relationship, which is Mudha, Naradhama, Maya Paritagyana, and Asura. Namam Dushkritano Mudha, Krapadyante Naradhama. Do not surrender to me. Do not come to me. Do not want, I have no interest in developing a relationship with me. So those people they can be staunch atheists, they can be very knowledgeable like Maya Pratagyana, but still no interest. They can be very socially developed like Naradhama, still no interest. Or they can be people just engaged in doing their job and maintaining themselves or their families, etc. That's it. Like Mudas, donkeys, they keep working. That's it. These people have no relationship, no interest in relationship. Okay. Now, if you think about it, even if they know that Krishna exists, they can be asuras where they are, Krishna doesn't exist. That means that's such a pessimistic life. I am looking for a perfect person, but such a person doesn't exist. Think about that for a moment. I am looking for a perfect person, but such a person doesn't exist. That means my life eternally is a Haribol. So what a pessimistic life is that? So atheism is supremely pessimistic, actually. Supremely pessimistic. So now they treat Krishna as so basically you can say, or if they know of Krishna, they treat Krishna as if you treat general people in this world. In general people in this world, you see somebody on the road, that person exists. You have no developing a relationship with it. You may know of somebody, but you say, okay, good, I know him, I know he lives there or whatever, right? Or he works there as well, but I have no interest in developing a connection with him, right? There, right? So these are these 4 people. They may either think Krishna doesn't exist, or if they think he exists, I have no interest. I have no interest in developing a connection with him. Right? Okay, got it. So this is level 0. Okay, so we want to be at level 0. I mean, this crowd is extremely exalted. But if we talk in the general sense, then we'll find a lot of people at level 0. A lot of people. Unfortunately, a huge majority of people at level 0. Right? Now, the next level will be that where I'll try to make progress. Now, before I mention how we move from level 1 to 4, one thing is we can say when you move across different levels, certain positive things increase symptoms and some negative things decrease. Imagine negative decreases, that's also a positive thing, and positive increases. Got it? So this is Bhagavatam. There is an example that when you are hungry and you eat food, then what happens? 3 things happen. What happens? You have an experience of that? Anybody has an experience of that? Yeah, no, you have an experience of that, right? Yeah. So that's what we are. We're talking about something that we experience every day. How many times every day? How many times every day? Yeah. So Bhagavatam is also, what are the 3 things? What reduces? Hunger. So negative is reduced. What is increasing?
Satisfaction.
Yes, so those two things, tushti and pushti. You get energy, pushti, and you get satisfaction, tushti. So when you move forward in bhakti, these things will increase and decrease. So first level one. And level one, now you're trying to develop a relationship. Yes? Are you with me? Want to develop a relationship? Okay. So we are developing a relationship. We are saying, yeah, I want to. Okay, I want to develop a relationship. So level one, the first level of relationship, क्या होता है? You know of somebody, so like the first level of relationship, ऐसे ही होगा ना कि I may what? Give something to him? Or why do you want to, at a first level, you want to connect with anybody? Why do you want to connect?
You want something.
I want something, Hari Bol. Yeah, I want something. Maybe I'll get something from him. So I may do a little bit of friendship. I may do a little bit of maybe business with him. I'm thinking, why don't we work together? I can, network with him. Networking. I can do some networking with this person, right? Some people are very good at networking. You may get something from that person. That's the first level. Yes, level one. So what happens is, this is generally people who want to develop a connection with Krishna. Now they've moved into the other one. What? The next level, next verse of Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Artho Artharthi Jigyasu Gyani. So they want a connection with Krishna. They're approaching Krishna out of distress, because they want Artho. I was one of them. I'm still one of them. I am one of them. And so I'm trying to get into level one, Hari Bol. So there is little bit progress there. Then level, and then Artharthi is one who wants money. The Jigyasu is one who is curious. Jnani is one who really wants to know about God much more. Yes. So they want something. So this is, you can say in general, a lot of people who start visiting temples, who are religious in some way, they start coming and then they're like, yes, I want something from God. I want, ye kar dijiye
Shopping list.
Yeah, shopping list hai which Anurag Prabhu always beats me on the head that, why are you having this shopping list? So it's good to have some gurus in your life who will keep battering you for that. So they have some shopping list at their hand. So, so they are visiting the temple, they're associating with devotees also, by the way. You associate with devotees, you are hearing classes, you're developing very good social connections, right? And you may be even chanting the holy name. So what you start getting out of this is you start getting some happiness in life. Because when you start connecting with, you start coming to the temple, you start connecting with some devotees and all that, so you start feeling happy. Yeah, isn't this the first thing? That was the case with me, definitely. When in America 20 years ago and all that, and I met very noble souls like Anurag Sharma, some others, my good friends. So my great thing was I felt happy with them. That's it. I didn't know anything more other than that. But definitely I felt these guys are people who are trying to make you feel happy. They're not trying to pull you down. They're trying to pull you up. So I felt happy in that association. And this is it. I want to be with these people. So you feel happy. You feel happy with them, right? Isn't it? Or are there people who come to this same temple? I feel so miserable coming. Why would you come? Right? If you are feeling that way, then why would you come? Isn't it anybody? Yes? Yes? No? No, you didn't feel happy? Don't feel happy. You did. Not itna jor se nahi hai. You happy, then you say yes, Prabhu. Otherwise, okay. So then, but the problems which will happen, so you just start feeling happy. The problems that will happen. Now, what's the problem that will happen? And what something will decrease. Something will decrease is, he says in his lecture very nicely, Kishan, he said, your jungli pana kam ho jayega. Means your senses are running wild like anything. You are like, whatever, right? You do whatever. That's what people do in this world. I want to enjoy whatever. So when you start associating with devotees in some way, starting coming to the temple and all that, you start feeling you have some control over your senses. Some control comes into your life. Okay, I can say no to this. Maybe I was going too much to the movies. I was doing too much of this or that, whatever. I can control it. and control it to some extent. So I can see I'm not running so wild. What is the problem? What's reducing? Reducing. So what's the problem? But there's still a problem here. The problem which is there is even though you feel happiness, you may not feel truly deeply satisfied. This is one thing will happen. Sometimes happiness is there, sometimes may go away. A deeper satisfaction जो होता है ना, वो नहीं आएगी. वो तुष्टि नहीं आएगी. And another thing will be you are feeling happy, but your interest in the world is all the worldly achievements and attachment में आपका उतना ही level है. So as per Keshavananda in his class, he said 90% of people are at, or people who try to develop the relationship with Krishna are at level 4. Level 1. Yeah. What do you think? Level 4? So just making sure. Yeah. So level 1. So a lot of people will be here. So Krishna gives you good social connections, good some happiness, good friends, and all that you can do. You're doing some activities, etc. Haribol. So this is this thing which is there. So now you want to move to a next level. Why? Because you're really not feeling, first of all, deeper satisfaction. And actually, you're interested in the world. You're interested in worldly attachments completely as much, but you probably don't even feel so much about it. That's fine. But at least your satisfaction is not coming so much. So that stability is not coming. So you want to move up. Now, in move up, your relationship with Krishna moves forward. Being with with an extended, like you're being with a business partner, etc., and all that. Now you move to the next level. What is the next level? Next level with the relationship would be this person who you're trying to develop a relationship with is now no more just a acquaintance or a business partner you're trying to get something from. But now, if you want to get to the deeper, you have to take a next step, basically. If you stick there, you can stick there. You can. But the only way you can move forward is now you have to realize that my thing has been that I've been taking. If I want to get more satisfaction, if I want to move forward, I want to give. If we don't get into the idea of giving, you will stay at level 4. Level 1. You stay at level 1. So this process has started now. It didn't start when coming to level 1. In level 2, it has started. Starts giving. The process of giving has to start. Has to start. If it doesn't start, then you will stick there. Okay. So what is giving? Giving means, what is the synonym of giving? Seva. Seva has to start. The level of selflessness will come. But seva has to start. This is seva. Seva means that. Okay. When you start doing seva, then peace and satisfaction will start coming more into your life. This will be a symptom. Peace and satisfaction start coming into your life. Okay. And I have a little, if you can get me some, and you have something, I can keep it here. Yeah, I can try. थोड़ा सा okay. Okay. So seva has to start. Okay. Now, another thing this will be the tushti which will come, satisfaction. What is going to and then you start getting pushti, some strength. Because you start doing seva, Krishna will start reciprocating with you. He wants to give something, right? I want to give something back. What will he give? He will give you some strength to do seva. He will give you. So we start not doing seva that because I don't have any strength, I don't have any time. But this is the other way. If you start giving time and energy, Krishna will give you time and energy. You have to start giving time and energy. That's the idea. God gives you if you are interested. God gives you this. If you show the interest, there you go. This is the primary point here. Okay. So you start getting energy for 3 types of seva. Because you start doing 3 types of seva. Vaishnava seva, you start by helping Vaishnavas in what they are doing. This is the key point. Bhakti Sri Thakur says the primary dharma is actually Vaishnava seva. You start doing Vaishnava seva, other things will happen. Automatically you start taking the holy name. You are dedicated to doing the Vaishnava seva. Naam seva, and you can say Shastra seva, Gyan seva, by reading and hearing scriptures. All of these. Okay. And what will start reducing? Now, what will happen is, what previously happened was Indriya Nigrahan, which means you are starting controlling your senses somewhat. But now what will happen is, you will start developing not just Indriya Nigrahan, but what will start happening is you will start developing a distaste towards the worldly accomplishments. I want to obviously caution here. It doesn't mean that you, and we all know this is practicing the word. It doesn't mean that you stop doing your whatever you have to do in terms of but you realize that basically that my deeper interest is this relationship with Krishna. Worldly accomplishments in and of itself is not something that I am aspiring for. Okay. That means Kanaka, Kamini, Kirti, and even Gyan for the sake of Gyan. Or you can say 4 Ks will be Kamanaka, Kamini, Kirti, and knowledge. This can be the 4. Even those, though you will start developing a disinterest in them. Vairagya means you have start developing a negative interest. Vairagya. In the first stage, Vairagya did not happen. Second stage, Vairagya is happening. In the first stage, you may feel, okay, I can avoid doing this, etc. Like, time-wasting activities, things like that. In the second stage, you will feel, I don't like to do that. You see the difference? See the difference? No? No? Okay. Let's wake up. Haribol. So, you got it? The difference? First stage, you are feeling that I can avoid doing something. Whatever is your gratification, which is there. Huh?
You are restraining.
Huh? You restrain yourself to something, yeah. And it becomes easier to restrain. Let's say. It becomes easier to restrain. That way, yeah, okay, yeah, I can avoid them. I can avoid wasting time. I can avoid wasting time on the internet, let's say. I can more. Obviously, we waste time on the internet, but to some extent, I can avoid that. Or it could be other things. Somebody is talking about mundane songs, mundane movies, TV shows, like that. I can avoid that. I can try to avoid that. But here in level 2, you start developing a distaste towards them. That means you don't want to. You don't feel like that. You know that they're such a waste of time. Nonsense, waste of time and energy. Yeah. Like that drags me away, drains me. You start developing a distaste towards that. So it's a high thing, right? It happens gradually. Vairagya is a sign of advancement. It happens gradually. We may develop something, but then we'll see for many things we have not. We still have the taste. So, this gratification is something which, is so deeply rooted within us now that it has to gradually develop. But the more you engage in seva, which was the step, the more Krishna will give you the satisfaction deeper within and the energy. वो जितना आएगा, automatically disconnect. So this connection to Krishna and the vairagya from the world, they will happen both together. Yes, they will happen both together that way. So, right? So this is level 2. This is level 2, which is there. So obviously we know the principle of yukta vairagya. You will try to use the things in this way. You will use all of that, but you will use it only for the seva. You'll develop distaste for using anything for your personal gratification. Right? So this vairagya is so in his lecture he says very nicely, he says, Ananda is not so much a symptom of advancement. Vairagya is. Now, what will happen? Seems like a very good level. Seva is increasing. We only reached level 2. Seva is increasing like anything. You're getting deeper satisfaction and what is happening? Detachment आ रहा है, but deeper satisfaction आ रहा है, energy आ रही है सेवा के लिए. It's energy आ रही है, पुष्टि, तुष्टि आ रही है, deep satisfaction आ रहा है, deeper satisfaction आ रहा है. हो गया ना, हरि बोल जाए. नहीं हो गया, वैराग्य भी आ रहा है. Already class is over. What do you say? और मैंने स्टार्टिंग में बोल दिया ना, थोड़ा ज्यादा है. Over. It seems very high or no, this level?
Yeah, because it's difficult to get this vairagya to develop the distaste of something.
Yeah, that's why you have to start focusing so much more on doing tangible seva. Very deeply, contribute something. We were discussing yesterday. Give something. Make a goal, not just in your prescribed duties, but in your param prescribed duties. Make a goal. I want to give back to the mission something. And start giving. वैराग्य आएगा क्योंकि इतना यहाँ पे आ जाएगा ना, इतना जाओ मुझे इतना सब इधर करना है, इसको हटाओ. So don't just stay in bhakti, contribute in bhakti. वो हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, हाँ, just stay in bhakti, you will go. That's true, but staying in bhakti means keep contributing. Just stay in bhakti and snoring. सब लोग सुन रहे कि आगे खराटे मार रहे हैं, right? सब practice करने कैसे खराटे मारते हैं. Staying in the bus and snoring. Or chanting, but chanting में क्या बोल रहे हैं? Lord, engage me in your service. So you are begging for some service now. You have to do service. Chanting is a service also, but then do some service and then come and out, do some other service to serve the Vaishnavas, Vaishnav Seva also. Okay, so now what will happen? But you still, it's a very high level, but we have less time, we'll move forward. So now, but some problem will happen. Now, I don't know, you can even guess what problem can happen here. It seems like a very good level, already good. Your Vairagya, everything is good, no? You're moving forward like anything, Seva, everything over. So what's happening? Yeah, okay, Saman, yeah, that's right. But आपको इतना एक तरीके से the deeper, yeah, you can say kind of in that way, it will fall under that. You are wanting that those things, and those things are there. You could say. But if you're already developing Vairagya, you may be developing actually Vairagya towards that also. That's right. Suppose consistency भी maintain कर रहे हैं, सेवा भी कर रहे हैं, तो प्रॉब्लम क्या आएगा? अभी तक रिलेशनशिप क्या था? Now you develop a connection with Krishna. You are like he says in the lecture, you are like the extended family member. You have connected, you're trying to give, to become let's say a friend. You're trying to develop a friendly relationship with Krishna, right? And you are like, let's say a chacha mama, like that relationship has developed. So what is the relationship of Chacha Mama to Bhanja Bhatija and all that? What is it? It's good relationship. They care, they do, right, all that. But एक relationship चाचा मामा का और दूसरा relationship है mother father. What is the difference? Intensity है, एक specific difference है. हाँ, उनका अपना परिवार है.
There is some conditions.
हाँ, conditions भी है, that's right, वो उनका अपना परिवार है. चाचा मामा की ने responsibility ली है? Responsibility ली है? नहीं ली है. चाचा मामा ने responsibility नहीं ली, माँ बाप ने responsibility ली है. So Prabhupada का statement है कि you progress in Krishna consciousness by how do you take a responsibility. So responsibility is not just taken by the Nitya Siddha Acharyas like Srila Prabhupada or our gurus, sannyasis. They have taken responsibility, right? After Prabhupada left, they took responsibility, na? Otherwise, how would we be sitting here? So they took responsibility. So when you take responsibility, that means what happens is in level 2, you have developed what? For level 1, you had Ananda. Level 2, you had deep satisfaction, right? You know what you get in level 3? Chinta. अबे ये क्या हो गया? तो उल्टा हो गया ना? ये तो उल्टा ही हो गया. हम तो आए ही थे level 1 चिंता दूर करने के लिए. You came to level 1 because we were very anxious in this world. So level 3, you start getting chinta. Huh? Yeah, chinta because when will you get chinta? Only when you take some responsibility. If I am not responsible, Hari Bol. That is happening. That's true. Prabhu, ये हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? Hare Krishna. So responsibility जब आप लोगे तो प्रभुपाद का स्टेटमेंट है you progress in Krishna consciousness how you take responsibility. So सेवा की चिंता. So the difference is in level 2 you have started to serve. In level 3 you have started to worry. You have started to take up the responsibilities. So like verse 6 it says Nikunja Rati Keli Siddhya, the Daksha, Tatrati Daksha is what? He's become an expert. He's become more and more expert in the seva. He's taken more responsibility for the seva. And even verse 4 of Shastrakam where he says, I don't want anything but seva. Right? And another, what's happening is in level 3, you start getting more and more of a realization how much the Lord is giving me. See, when you came to level 0, you had no idea that God is even doing anything, but you had no idea, interest in the relationship at all. In level 1, you started coming to take from God. In level 2, you said, okay, let me give something. But only in level 3, you started realizing more and more deeply how much the Lord is giving me and how much the devotees are giving me. Just like the child is realizing more and more later on now how much the parents have done for me. Initially, he doesn't realize. When he has his own kids, then he realizes, oh God, how much was done for me? I was the same, this stupid 1-year-old, 2-year-old. I was running around everywhere. Who was taking care of me? Who gave me education? Who gave me values, character? So who gave me all of that? So even you look at the sun and the moon, you see what Krishna is giving me. So you realize more and more how much you start feeling more and more obliged. This is level 3. And because you start feeling more and more obliged, you start feeling grateful, you start feeling, oh my God, how much can I? Now you want to do more, you want to contribute more, because you're saying, whatever I do is nothing. Whatever I do is nothing. So you start doing more and more. That's what starts happening. And another thing which starts happening is that, see, you want to develop a deeper relationship. We want to go from level 2 to level 3. The method is you want to develop a deeper relationship, right? A deeper relationship. How much does a chacha and mama know about the bhatija and bhanja as compared to how much does a mother and father know about the child? What is his deep interest? What is his weakness? What he likes here? What is the name? The mother, father, how much they know? So deeply, yeah. So similarly, if you want to go to level 3, you have to start knowing more and more about Lord, not just the philosophy, but about the Nama, Rupa, Guna, and Leela. So you have to understand more and more what he looks like. How many people know? Like in so many acharyas, they can spend hours on just what Krishna looks like. And if we have to speak, then, yeah, I think he wears a peacock feather. Right? So, we know like how many things about the Lord. Or how much we know about his Leela. Like, what, like when he jumped into, when he jumped into the lake. When did he jump, by the way? Huh? Kharia, yeah. What did he do before that? He climbed the Kadamba tree. Okay, good. And tightened his belt. Yeah, he tightened his belt here. Yeah. And what about the other trees on the side? What were they like? They were dead. They were all dead, yes. Yeah. So they were dead, but these are. So then what happened when he jumped? हाँ, तूफान आ गया जबकि वो थे कितने बड़े? Yeah. Then what did he do initially after he jumped? Oh, you are at the climax of the movie. I think you created a 1-minute shots. आजकल टाइम नहीं है ना तो कृष्णा को भी बताओ. You know how long was Krishna, what happened immediately after that? What happened after that?
You started agitating the water.
Yeah.
By beating or something.
Yeah. So he was trying to, in fact, little Krishna shows what? He shows that he's playing around. And he does like this and all to Kali also. So he's playing around and all that. So Kalia is like, this is his place. So he is supremely happy, supremely angry. He's supremely agitated. Then what happens? This is your father. If it was your father's story, then what would happen, Prabhu? I don't remember. Oh, my father was in the army, but kabhi to fighting kiya tha. His father was in the army and he was in a battle. Would you know about what he did? What happened? Do you know or no? No. No? Yes. Aapka no or yes mein thoda confusion ho raha hai. If your father was in the army, okay, he had fought the battle, let's say India, Pakistan, 1971, right? Would you know about how he fought in the army? Or no? I won't know. I have no interest in it. Yes or no? Yes? No? Yes? Okay. Do you know the details or just say? You know the details. But you don't know the details of so many others who fought. But if it was your father, you would. Correct? If he was in a life-threatening situation, would you know? You will know like anything, isn't it? So why do I not know? Why do I not know about Krishna? Why do I not know? Why did I not care?
Because we didn't develop that from.
Yeah, could not develop it. Yeah, basically, we know we don't have that, but at least we have not really, have I really accepted the fact that he's the father? Have I accepted it? That is the question we can ask ourselves. Have I accepted it? If I have, then automatic consequence of that I would. That automatic, isn't it? आप मेरे पिताजी तो हैं, लेकिन मैं आपके बारे में कुछ not so interested. What kind of relationship is that? So that is why when acharyas speak, they can speak for several hours and all of that, because simple सी बात है, उनको पता है हमारे पिता है, बस. There is no deeper this thing. Oh, he's such an acharya. हम तो कहाँ होंगे, वो आचार्य है. But they were also, at least they may be Nityasiddha acharyas, whatever, that we cannot comment on anybody. But we can see people will be like that. You know, does it make sense? So this is the thing which happens in level 3. We start hearing more about not just the philosophy about God, but Nama Rupa Guna Leela. Then the connection with Krishna happens. And then you move to level 4. So I think all of you, most people are in level 4 anyways. That's why level 3 तक आप लोगों को इतना deeper interest नहीं आ रहा था. मैं तो और मैं level 1 वो उस पे चला गया था. 2 और 3 में इतना कुछ था नहीं. Right? Make sense? So level 4 पे अब जा रहे हो, आप लोग की बारी आ रही है. So level 4 पे क्या हो रहा है? Level 4 you go through just Vaishnav Seva, Vaishnav Kripa. जैसे भगवत कृपा एंड वैष्णव कृपा से आप आगे बढ़ते हो. Where you are not just a immediate family member, you become like a soulmate. है ना? Family, immediate family में भी कुछ लोगों के आप soulmate हो जाते हो ना एकदम. Right? एकदम close within the family also. That's the level 4. And level 4, it is not just that वो चिंता और चिंतन तो हो ही रहा है. चिंता हो रही है, चिंतन हो रहा है. बाय द वे लेवल 3 में चिंता हो रही भगवान की सेवा की, चिंतन हो रहा है उनकी नाम रूप गुण लीला का. और इस लेवल 4 में आप एक अलग आपको मतलब आप भगवान के बारे में इतना डीप रिलेशनशिप हो जाएगा और आपको दिखेगा कि भगवान यहाँ पे है नहीं, मैं यहाँ पे हूँ. ये वो तो आपको एक डीप लेवल का विरह शुरू हो जाएगा. विरह, because you are realizing more and more how ultimately wonderful is the Lord and how I have left him and how nonsense I am. As you progress, it is said, I think Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur एक lecture में बोले थे, as you progress, you will realize how fallen you are. It's an interesting statement. As you progress, you realize how fallen you are. Material world में when you progress, how great I am. I know. I'm progressing. Now I know how great I am. Here, the more you progress, the more you realize how fallen you are. So here, the level 4 will लग रहा है कि I am not able to do anything for Krishna and all that. They experience separation from Krishna. They don't even know whether they are feeling happiness or distress. They go beyond that. They can't even understand that. So they feel a world of emotions which go beyond all of that. And level of where it was said that in level 3 you have because you have developed such deep chinta and chintan that even when disturbances come into your life, you are not disturbed. In level 2, you have developed vairagya, but when things shake in your life, you lose money, you lose relationship, you lose your beauty, your sharir, like that, right? You may even lose your knowledge. Let's say when you lose those things, that is your shelter. And when you lose it, you can't take it. Even though you have developed vairagya. That was the problem in level 2. In level 3, you will, because you have developed such deep connection with the Lord, with the chincha and chintan and responsibility and all that, that when disturbances come in your life, you will rise above it. Because you will think like, ये तो होता रहेगा, मुझे भगवान की सेवा की चिंता है, मैं भगवान के चिंतन में लगा हूं, भगवान से मेरा relationship की. So that becomes a bigger line. When the disturbance comes, that will remain a smaller line. This is level 3. And then level 4, तो उसको बोल रहे हैं technical terms में संसार विस्मरण. You get samsar ka vismaran. When sansar mein so many things will shake, you can be above that. And level 4 mein you are you are actually develop such a Laukik Anand, etc. That level 4 may you actually not just Sansar Vismaran, you go beyond, because level 3, what happens? You actually, it's an interesting symptom of level 3 is you start developing, you actually start feeling a transcendental level of depression that you can't do much for the Lord. They're doing so much, but they are feeling as if they're not doing, hardly doing anything. So level 4 में भगवान उनको अलौकिक आनंद देते हैं, एक अलग ही टाइप का विरह की विरह भाव देते हैं. And level 4 में they have realized who they are actually spiritually. They develop, they take contact with the material body itself. इसको कहते हैं देह विस्मरण. They are not like what is the first thing, but you are not this body. They realize that I'm not this body. I'm not of this world. I belong to that spiritual realm and I have a spiritual body. So they remain in this world to do the seva as enthusiastically as you can imagine, but deha vismaran bhi ho jayega, not just samsara vismaran. So basically, these are the different levels, and he says the Chaitanya Charitamrita is at level 4, Srimad Bhagavatam level 3 and 4, Bhagavad Gita at level 3, where you become like you're not disturbed by things of this world. So Bhagavad mostly talks about that, level 3. And level 1 and 2 is explained by the Acharyas for us to rise above to level 3 and 4. So these are should I do a quick summary? There was more. Obviously, the content is quite a bit, so it took longer. But these are the different levels. Should I do a quick recap? Is that going to help? So first, progress in bhakti means we need all relationship. Our ultimate goal of life is to develop a perfect relationship with a perfect person. There's nothing else that we need. So how do we develop? The progress means developing more and more intimate relationship with the perfect person. Simple. At level 0 are people who have no interest in the relationship, however they may be. 4 types like that. At level 1, they try to develop a relationship, but the relationship is to take from the Lord. Yeah, they're taking from the Lord mostly. They're visiting the temple, associating with devotees, etc. Like that, developing good social circles, etc. Maybe doing little seva also, like that. But it's more of that I'm feeling happy by being here and all of that. So they get ananda. And some of their senses are not running so wild and all that. But the problem is they don't get deep satisfaction. So you have to move to level 2. You have to start giving. How do you start giving? Is you start doing seva. When you start doing seva, you start getting deep satisfaction. And you start, and what do you start getting? Pushti. Pushti is, you start getting energy. You got energy. For Nam seva, Vaishnav seva, Gyan seva. Start getting that energy. And what reduces? You start developing vairagya. You start developing not just you can control your senses, you start developing a distaste towards the unnecessary nonsense gains in this world. Like that. So you start having a distaste for them. You may do them, but you're only doing for Krishna's seva. More and more. That way. You may do a job also. You may do your business. You may do that. Just like Arjuna is doing. But he's only doing for Krishna. You start doing more and more for Krishna. But what happens in this? There is a problem. The problem is when disturbances come into your life, you'll still, because your shelter still remains money, fame, relationships, health, all of this. When these things disturb, you'll go down, right? So then you move to level 3. How do you move to level 3? So level 2 relationship is like that of Chacha Mama. You're developing an extended family relationship. You're doing seva. You're doing all that, but you're not having an intimate responsibility like that. You're not having a deep knowledge or realization of or deep personal knowledge about God. You don't have that. So you have to, when you do that, you go to level 3, a deeper. So then the things are chinta and chinta. Take a responsibility to develop, take up chinta. Take up chinta. And be absorbed in chintan. More and more hear about the Lord. Like we discussed Lord's pastimes. But what will happen? Some negative thing will keep, Oh, sorry. And what will reduce is you're just not getting disturbed. Sansar ka vismaran hoga. Your disturbances, whenever disturbances keep happening, you are fine. You will remain more and more fine. Right? I mean, obviously there's a gradation. Can be heavy disturbance and like that. But more and more it will happen like that. Right? That's why you see Acharyas, Prabhupada and all that. So much disturbance. No worries. How is that? Level 3, level 4. Because obviously level 4 includes level 3. It's like that. And then you move to, but one problem happens, they start feeling depressed. I'm doing so less for the Lord because they're seeing Lord is doing so much for me. In so many ways, Vaishnavas are doing so much for me. When am I going to go to contribute? When I can really do whatever they do, they feel it's less. Just like parents, कितना भी करते बच्चे के लिए, मैं कुछ कर नहीं पाया मेरे बच्चे के लिए. I can do more, right? Isn't it? That kind of things, feeling they get ना, मदर यही बोलती रहेगी, मैं कुछ कर नहीं पाई. अरे बाप रे, कितना तो कर दिया यार, 24 घंटे जग जग के, पता नहीं क्या क्या कर दिया. फिर भी उनको यही लग रहा है मैं कुछ नहीं कर पाई. Right? That's why I said to the closest relationship. So वो जितना ज्यादा आगे बढ़ते रहते हैं उनको उतना ही लगता रहता है कि हम नहीं कुछ कर पाए. So you go to level 4 just by Vaishnav Kripa, and the Krishna will take you to an alaukic level of such mixture of rasas and emotions like that. And viraha you start feeling, and you decontact with your body also. Basically, you have now deha vismara there, where you are in this world but not of this world. That's why Prabhupada starts with that. You're not this body, but you'll realize you're not this body. So you have nothing to do with this body. You'll use it. You have nothing to do with this body or this body. So he says in the end, we're not to imitate level 4 and 3 and 4, but there is a proper way to move forward. Otherwise, if you imitate, then it will not. And these are the primary symptoms. There may be secondary symptoms. Oh, how much popular is a person? Unka, how many temples he has made, or how many YouTube views he has got. We judge people based on that, right? But those may be secondary things. They may be also good, but these are the primary symptoms which are being said. So by doing this, we can move forward. Level 5, Anurag Sharma Prabhu can talk about that because that can be taught with experience. So this is all of this was at the level of complete theory with hardly any realizations. Level 5 is like the chat of the building, where Mahabhav and Mahaprabhu and so many other acharyas are there. They are. Yeah, well, you can say it that way. In one sense, when they have done Deha Smaran, Atma Vismaran ho gaya. Because you can't have Deha Vismaran, because when you are Deha Vismaran, then you are doing nothing for yourself. You are there, you know who you are in relationship with Krishna, but your only objective is to serve. That's it. You have nothing. So this is easy to say and extremely, because if we were like that, we will be doing that here right now. I would have no attachment to any money, any fame, any woman, any jnana, nothing. And there is no way I can know that unless I am tested. That is the main thing. We think that, I think I may not have that. And Krishna, when we think that I may not have that, Krishna will say, okay, let's see. Let's see. And I know already, Krishna says, I know, but for you to progress, it is important for you to know. I'm not going to do it as if he's a parent. They don't unnecessarily trouble the child. Which parent? They will trouble themselves, they will never trouble the child. But sometimes they'll say, I want you to know, so why don't I take this from you away? One thing. Let me see. And you will take the next step. And you will come closer to me. And that's what I want. And that's what you want also. It's a beautiful thing. But he will do it in a smartest way. Till you come to that level. Like that. So these are, at least it's good to know and meditate on this so that we know that otherwise, he says in the class initially that there are two problems. One, I may subtly think that I'm already moving forward, or I may think that I will never able to move forward. So leave it. Both of these are bad. Both of these are bad. We want to move forward with most enthusiasm. That I will only know if I can know the stages and where I stand. Hare Krishna. Thank you for your time. I've taken much longer than what I did. It was really tough. Almost over an hour. Any questions or comments by anybody? You can. By reading, hearing, or by doing this BRC Seva is also Shastra Seva. You are making the Shastras available, but on an individual level, you read and hear, and that way, and you facilitate people to read and hear. And you contribute towards that, yes. Yeah. Yeah, you can add more content also. You can writing, yeah. Writing is also Shastra Seva. Once you read and hear, then you write. That's also Shastra. One comment before you leave. Anything?
Yeah. Like say level 0 से level 0 पे ऐसे सभी पहले level 1 पे आए level 1 पे आए तो हम मार्क करें हमारा प्रोग्रेस क्या है हम भगवान के साथ हम अभी भी कुछ मांग रहे हैं नहीं मांग रहे हैं हम मांग रहे हैं प्रेयर कर रहे हैं राइट उसका फिर हमारा भावना क्या है अगर फिर लेवल 2 के साइड में प्रोग्रेस करना है हमें सेवा मिल रहा है उसमें हमारा भावना क्या है कि हमारा हम एज अ रिस्पांसिबिलिटी सेवा को ले रहे हैं या एज अ बर्डन ले रहे हैं एज अ फॉर्मेलिटी ले रहे हैं हम मुझे करना है ये होगा ऐसा नहीं है कि मुझे करना ठीक है तो हमें हर चीज का ट्राई करना चाहिए
Yeah. Yeah. Think more and more in that. Gradually, but take more and more in terms of that chinta and more of that chintan. And then Krishna will empower us. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Any other comment, question?
What is the difference between the seva which we are performing at level 2?
Yes. You want to answer that? That was the main point. The difference is in level 2, you are also doing seva. But in level 2, you are not doing seva in a way where you are taking deep responsibility for it so much. Because you have to develop, see, the seva should be done in a way, it's a deeper relationship now. So you take the ownership, you take the responsibility for it. I want to do something because this is for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. I take this, it now depends on me. When you do like that, then you will, then in your mind is always that I want to be able to make a contribution. I'm worrying about that. There's a key difference. So many people, you can keep doing seva. But if something doesn't happen, I am not responsible. That's not level 3. Because in level, that's level 2. To what extent do you take that? If you आप एक responsibility ले सकते हो कि मेरी responsibility है कि मैं even the volume also matters, right? I can take a responsibility every day. I will put this chair from here to here, and this is what I do for this entire IYF. Every day I'll put this chair from here to here. This is what I do. I'm responsible. Now you as the supreme acharya here, the supreme leader here of this place, वो बोलेगा कि भाई तो आप उसको देखिए भाई मेरे भाई साहब कृपा कर दे हमारे ऊपर थोड़ा सा हम लोग यहाँ पे स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं प्लीज आई नो यू आर वेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबल but if you could kindly shower more mercy on us. So you realize you are seeing the bigger picture. You're seeing that, yes, these guys need more, this, man, all that. And I need to be able to step up to that. I have to give more. I have to give more. It's not just, obviously, I have my nature, I have those things are there, definitely. Those things are there. But the idea is that I can, how much my, the volume and the vessel also has to increase now. There has to be some push. If so comfortable, is a mother and father always very comfortable? They are saying that what more can I do for the child so that he has a better future? So they better, or a good CEO, we have CEOs here. The good CEO is thinking, what can I do more, for that, for the company? How will it move forward? How will I'm doing that? They're thinking of doing something that way. Now you may choose your field, that's fine, but you are thinking of the contribution in guidance with your seniors. You're thinking of that. तभी तो चिंता आएगी. चिंता कैसे आएगी? मेरे को बताओ. चिंता कैसे आएगी? कैसे आएगी चिंता? गोल चिंता है. Goal chinta hai. And so let's not be scared about the chinta. Krishna will give you that, and you will obviously pay, but goal chinta hai. अगर आप चिंतन करोगे तो वो चिंता आपको move forward करेगी. उसका goal चिंता है. Don't be scared about chinta. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Take it to some level. ऐसा लोग अब तो मेरे को इतनी चिंता हो रही है. ठीक है, होने दो थोड़ी चिंता, होने दो. Let's push it somewhat more. Let me get some meetings. It's good. Let me get some meetings. तभी तो सीखूंगा आगे कैसे बढ़ूंगा, तभी तो कुछ कर पाऊंगा उसमें. कोई भी लाइफ में कोई भी फील्ड में ऐसा नहीं होता. If you want to really grow. If you're going for UPSC, you could have gone for a government clerk job also, no? So easy. Haribol. But it was very easy. UPSC is like you're getting beatings like anything. It's a big goal. 10,000 people in one get qualified. What a big goal is that? Right? What a big goal is that? So that big goal जब लिया तो उसके लिए हमारा एक ये है. I want to. तो यहां पर भी भगवान के लिए कुछ करना है हमें. Right? This is the example of Hanumanji and Arjun and all of that. They want to do something. So the squirrel is also patted, but the squirrel is giving the best that it can. So squirrel will also be patted. Hanumanji is also patted. But the point is that squirrel is also taking up a chinta. I will take up these pebbles, these small pebbles. I will put it. I go to take 20 pebbles today and put it there. If there are 18 of them, the Anurag Sharma Prabhu is managing me. No, he's saying, you put 18 pebbles, that's not good. Put 20 pebbles. There you go. Makes sense. So this is what, it doesn't just happen in the professional world. It has to happen. But whatever is good in anywhere is coming from Bhakti only. If they are able to do something, it's coming from Bhakti. And you have but the seva is all types. It's Vaishnava seva, but you also have Nam seva. You have Gyan seva. You do all of that. But then you also do this. At all levels you are growing. Not that in the name of Nam seva, now I cannot do these other sevas. I cannot do this. And then it's Does it make sense? So and so
we are not concerned about we are doing the seva, but there is no such concern.
हाँ या उसका क्या फ्यूचर है, कितना आगे बढ़ेगा, कैसे होगा, क्या होगा, नहीं नहीं नहीं, बस मैं अपना 16 वाला कर रहा हूँ, मैं कुछ सेवा कुछ कर रहा हूँ, करके जा रहा हूँ। हाँ बस ये हो गया, मेरा टिक मार्क हो गया, मेरे टिक मार्क्स हो गए हैं। यू आर अ गुड डिवोटी इन वन से, गुड डिवोटी यू आर, हो गया ऐसे। But if you that's what you see in the example of our gurus, example Prabhupada's time and all of that. Contemporary examples you can also take of senior devotees and all of that. What is driving them? What is driving them? It's not just for them. At our level, at my level, can I take that up also? That is my personal relationship with Krishna. Krishna has a personal relationship with every single being. That seva of mine is my personal relationship with Krishna. उसमें मैं डूब जाऊंगा जितना उतना ही. And it becomes sweet also. It will be sweet. When you make an offering to Lord, my Lord, I want to offer you this thing, this one thing. I did this much book distribution, let's say it was, this much money collection, this much, this temple, this, that, whatever. You're making an offering to Guru and Krishna. If you take your own example, if you are a manager and somebody else is working under you and they outperform and they overdo, are you happy or are you saying, hey, kya kar raha hai? You are happy, na? चकाचक क्लीन कर दिया, सब कुछ अच्छे से कर दिया, ये वो सब कुछ ऐसे, you're happy, na? There you go. If you are happy, your boss is happy. Your boss is happy. Finally, the supreme boss is happy. Simple सी चीज है. Just like it works in the corporate. The same way, you have to make your manager happy. यही तो principle है. और कोई principle है corporate में? You make your manager happy. That's it. तो make your same thing हो गया. आपका जो भी authority है उसको खुश करो. बस. दीक्षा गुरु से तो सामने काम नहीं करोगे उतना. हम की दीक्षा गुरु को खुश करते हैं. बस वो तो कुछ होता नहीं है. जो आपका authority है उसको खुश करो. अच्छे से उसके लिए करो कुछ, बस वो खुश होंगे, बस हो गया. दैट्स इट. जितना और उनको खुश करते रहोगे तो आगे बढ़ते रहोगे. सिंपल. It's complete common sense, but somehow or other in my bhakti, am I applying it or not? It's complete common sense. Wherever you are, especially you can say in your job, on your business, it's complete common sense. Then why is it not common sense here? Because this is transcendental. Transcendental आगे जाके हो जाएगा वो. अभी एक basic उसमें आप just work at the same principles. These principles and then transcendental, not these principles out of the window and then already transcendental. It is this and transcendental. Anything else, Divya Prabhu, I think? You got too bored. Yeah. You got too bored or something? Okay. Jai. Any final words or takeaway, and then we can. Huh? So pessimistic, that's it. They're pessimistic. They don't think that way, but they are.
This is very good point. Like, first time
They're pessimistic. Only those who try to love God are the most optimistic people in this world, the most positive people in this world. They're all talking about be positive, be positive, positive. But the positiveness is coming that, yes, I don't have that relationship, but I know he's there, he's perfect, and I know he's inviting me, and I will be able to. I will be able to. So अभी मैं ये जो situation आ रहा है उसमें मैं struggle कर रहा हूँ. I understand that. I know he's behind there. I have full faith in that. कभी तो धीरे धीरे वो आएगा relation. My father is there behind there. I know he's there. I'm struggling. I'm dying even. But he's there. I see he's there. So am I going to be positive or I'm going to be? Or I'm going to struggle. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.